3, 2, 1. Oh, you.
No,
3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the second episode of the Wafflecast with me, your boy Jake, and
that guy Lee.
And you've probably been wondering where we've been for the past 3 weeks, as we haven't uploaded. There's been a few different reasons. The first reason, what's he laughing at? What are you laughing at?
Oh, it's just your intros, but yeah, right, now carry on.
Yeah, so we've actually, oh fuck! 1, 2, 3. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the second episode of Wafflecast with me, your boy Jake, and we got
that guy Lee.
Here back with another episode for you guys. Oh, that sounds so bad. Oh. 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? Oh, you know what I did? You know what I did? I went, what's up? Let's take a sip of water for this intro.
Jesus God, that water's going to be gone by the time you fucking do it.
Right, 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the second episode of the Wafflecast with me, your boy Jake, and we've also got
that guy Lee
coming in with the second episode. And we know that you guys have been waiting for the second episode of. Oh, how many times have I wanted this again?
Do you want me to do it?
No, I want to do it. I need to get over this. 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the second episode of the Wafflecast with me, your boy Jake, and we've also got
that guy Lee
coming at you for the second episode. And you've probably been wondering where we've been at for the past 3 weeks, as we haven't uploaded. And we did promise that regular content, and we have been lacking. Sorry about that, but we have got a couple of different reasons that we want to go into before we get started. So the first one is we're actually taking your guys' feedback with the trash mic situation. We actually don't really know what was wrong with the mics, but they seem to have fixed themselves. So hopefully, for this episode, it all goes fine. And if not, then we're going to have to... I'm just so pissed off. I'm just so pissed off. Like, how can it have gone wrong like 7 times? Oh, this is so fucking
just go from where you were.
No. 3, 2, 1. What's... No, I did the fucking head thing again. Oh, mate. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the second episode of the Wafflecast with me, your boy Jake, and
that guy Lee.
And you're probably wondering where the fuck have we been for the past 3 weeks? Well, we've got a couple of different reasons. First one being we had to fix the trash audio situation that was going on. A lot of you that messaged me and commented down below were really pissed off about the shabby audio.
Yeah, and you really let us fucking know about
that.
Yeah,
really.
Tell you that much. Jesus.
Yeah, as well as the OnlyFans controversy, it was the audio that was getting a bit of attention.
Literally.
So we've gone through and hopefully that should be fixed now. And if not, then plan C.
Yeah, plan C. New mics incoming.
Yeah. Also a bit of boring stuff. I've been moving out of a house in London, so I had to move all my stuff back. So that took up a little bit of time. So I spent some time back in London. And then finally, I think the most important reason why we haven't actually been uploading is due to the BLM movement. And we just felt like it wasn't right to be uploading during this time. There was like voices that were louder than ours that needed to be heard. And we just thought it just wasn't appropriate.
It just weren't the right time, was it? And on top of that, guys, if you want to go and donate to the BLM movement, and all of the donation pages will be left in the description, so please go and donate because it's really fucking important. Yeah. Right? It's important that everyone comes together in times like this.
Yeah, so please go and donate in the link below, and also sign the petitions, anything that you can sign, because it was all going to make a difference.
And fuck racists.
Big facts.
Boom.
Big facts.
Intro, gang.
Intro, right.
First topic you wanted to talk about was from last episode.
Oh, yeah.
We've had a little bit of feedback from OnlyFans.
Yeah, so it was actually really funny. The biggest thing of the last episode was the OnlyFans controversy with our opinion on OnlyFans. Mm-hmm. A lot of people sort of messaged us about their opinions on OnlyFans and all this sort of thing.
They did, but I think the most interesting one was the fact that you've actually had a girl who has an OnlyFans message you and give her your opinion, give you her opinion on why she does OnlyFans, almost kind of justifying, go on, explain.
I think it was really interesting, for one, I didn't know this girl did OnlyFans, so that was a shocker for me. Well, it wasn't shocking, but it was just news to me. So that was the first thing, and then we started having basically a conversation, and she was going over the points that we brought up in the video, And then she sort of was going over the reason why she did it. So it actually kind of changed my perception on OnlyFans in a little way.
Yeah.
She was like, she thinks like it's really good for body positivity and women just being able to express themselves in whatever way they want to do it and all this sort of thing. And I wasn't really looking at it like that before.
Yeah. No, I do hear that. Like, it's like what I said in the last episode. I said it is kind of modelling, but without having to go through agencies and stuff like that. You work for yourself, you know what I mean? So there is some form of art to it. But yeah, like what we said, it's just one of them. I think it's hit or miss for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, if that's what you want to do and stuff like that, then cool, crack on. But at the same time, just be more cautious that the internet is filled with weirdos.
Yeah.
So just
that is one thing that she said as well. She was there like it's a bit funny with the weirdos, and she also, which was quite funny, what she said was she was like, if she had a boyfriend, that she wouldn't have an OnlyFans, which was to one of our points last episode where we were like, if it's single, is it okay if you're single and doing it, or is it different if you're in a relationship or this?
The only problem with that being though is that because she used to have an OnlyFans now, that's like in her past or whatever, and I guess you can't really judge someone by their past or whatever, but it is something to think about where if you're gonna then go and date that girl, like be like aware that a lot
on
of
the CV, ex OnlyFans.
Just be aware that a lot of men have probably seen some things. And it's like, if that's your bird, you want that to be your private, like, she's mine, you know what I mean?
I have got to say that her OnlyFans, from what I see, I haven't actually subscribed to her OnlyFans, but from what she explained to me, was like, it was just very much pictures, it wasn't nude, it was just bikini photos.
I thought of a quick one, yeah? Just a quick, something that we missed out on the last debate, but I'm just going to throw it in there. So, let's say you're falling for a bird, yeah? God forbid that ever fucking happens, by the way. Bye podcast. Let's say you're falling for a bird, yeah? She's slept with 30 men, right? But then there's another girl that you're also falling for, and she's got an OnlyFans where over 30,000 people have seen her OnlyFans, but she's only slept with 5 people. But her OnlyFans is very explicit.
Explicit.
Yeah, same word, right? Who are you choosing? Do you care about the body count, or do you care about the fact that 30,000 man?
Bro, I ain't choosing either, bro. I'm chilling.
Single
gang.
No. For argument's sake, OnlyFans 30k. Yeah, but 30,000 people have seen your birds. You know what I mean? Or a girl that slept with 30 man.
I go both. I just watch.
So you've gone from neither to both. You slag.
Yeah, I go for both. What's it? What you can have when you're with multiple people at one time?
Greedy?
No. What's the word for it?
Oh, I don't know, mate. There's slag.
Into the P, it's really forgot. I forgot what it is. But anyway, next topic of conversation for today. Obviously, 6IX came out of jail a few weeks ago. And since then, he was always the star of Instagram. You know, when he was out here 2 years ago, he was beefing every man and his dog. I mean, his tunes have never been particularly good, but people are interested in like the persona of 6IX and all this sort of thing. So he's got this new tune, "Trolls" with Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
What are your for one, what are your thoughts on the song, and two, what are your thoughts of his behaviour since coming out of jail?
The song, I feel like we haven't come that far off the topic of OnlyFans. Because I mean, if you've seen the music video, it's mad, right? And I've always
6IX got his tits out.
Nah, I've always had a bit of a crush on Nicki Minaj anyway, yeah. And it's like that video is just pretty much porn, like to any normal man.
Right. So that wasn't the question.
Right. Yeah. Sorry. My head's gone. To be honest.
What did you think of the song first then?
Personally, from my opinion, I think 6IX is trash. I think he's a trash human being. I think his music's shite. It's good mosh pit music. That's about it, really. But you have to be really pissed or high or something to enjoy it, in my opinion.
I actually strangely like the hook on the song.
I like a lot of his beats that he uses. I don't know whoever.
The high energy.
Whoever does his beats, fair play to them. Because the beats are hard, but it's his style of rap and stuff. I don't know. There's obviously millions of people that rate it, because if you see, like, look at the views that he gets.
He's smashed numbers, hasn't he?
It's crazy. I think he broke the record.
40 million in 24 hours?
Yeah, he broke the record on YouTube for the most millions of views in like a matter of 24 hours, which is crazy, considering he's literally just like some thug that's just come out of pen. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. 300, like, I think the views on it now is 351 mil.
Oh, yeah, that's on Google.
Yeah, that's on like the
new one's just gone over like 100 million though.
Yeah, already.
In a week.
Already.
Yeah,
so
crazy.
he gets mad views. So he's making bread, but like, he's a jarring guy. I can't lie.
I'm really torn with the song. Like, it's so shit that it's good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but then
it's one of them. It falls in that bracket. It's so shit. It's good.
See, that's my issue though. If you know it's shit, like,
I know, yeah, it's like it hasn't made the playlist though.
It's just I don't think any of his songs make my playlist. I like the one that he did with A Boogie, but that was A
Boogie.
That's right. I refer to him as A Boogie.
A Boogie in the dance.
He's my brother. Yeah, no, I like his song on which album? You know, is it?
Hoodie Season.
That's the one. Yeah, no, that was alright. Swerving, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, Swerving's a banger, but like I said, A Boogie makes that song. So.
Yeah, facts. Right, enough on 6IX. Obviously, summer's sort of been cancelled for a lot of people, right?
Yes, fucking Corona is shagged everyone.
Corona's absolutely done us in for the summer, so people are just sort of not really knowing what to do with themselves. Holidays getting cancelled left, right and centre. We just got refunded our wireless tickets, so we're not seeing wireless.
I'm hella depressed about that. Like,
we missed it last year, didn't we? So,
well, I'll say it, like, we'll save it for another podcast, but when I tell you the best time of my life was Wireless Festival, the first time we went.
2018.
Mate, what a fucking vibe. We'll save it for a podcast because there's so much that you can go into with Wireless Festival and how good it was.
The stars aligned for that one, didn't they?
But the point was, we missed it last year. We were going to go back this year. And then obviously we got the news. It got cancelled. Everything's happened. And I guess there's worse things going on in the world. So I guess I should count my lucky stars that, alright, yeah, cool. It's just a music festival.
And we got refunded, so it doesn't harm getting 200 quid back in your bank, does it?
Boy, does it suck. Because the summer is shit. Right?
However, that being said, obviously we booked a holiday with our mates, and right now it's sort of hanging in midair, isn't it? Because
it's on a thread. I don't know how we're managing to still have a booking, but we do.
Yeah, so it's currently not cancelled. So
it's one of them though. I don't know how it's going to go because obviously we've been getting told rules that like on the first day you have to self-quarantine for a day or you get tested when you get like to the airport and stuff, which is fair enough. I think most countries should be doing that, but I guess the question really is, should we really be allowed to fly out?
Do we even want to go if we've got quarantine for however long like that?
Because we're already losing one day of the holiday, and then on the last day, obviously we're travelling back home. So, and that's if everything goes right. If something goes wrong, and like we're stuck in Greece for 2 weeks, even when we come back, we've got to self-isolate them for another 2 weeks. So, you know,
it's a lot of hassle, isn't it?
It's one of them. It's like, do we even really want to go? I mean, we've been given the green light on at least things will be open there, like nightclubs and stuff like that. That we've been told that they'll be open to tourists and stuff like that. So, I mean, I pray, but I mean, if we even get there and they're closed and stuff, it looks like it's just going to be a beach holiday for a week.
I mean, I personally wouldn't mind that, but I know some people.
I hate the beach. I hate sand. Sand and water is not a good combo. Fuck the beach.
So, obviously, lads' holidays. A lot of women in particular want to know what goes on lads' holidays.
Oh dear. I guess this is where we get to the juicy bit of the podcast.
Yeah, so...
yeah.
I feel like women in particular, well, they're the only people that really care about what goes on lads' holidays, but like, they have such a different perception of what actually goes on the boys' holiday than the reality of it.
God,
because I feel like they think, I don't know, they overthink it. Especially like, for example, when our boys go away on holiday, and like some of them have had girlfriends, some of them have broke up since.
We're not naming any names.
But like, I feel like it's really girls in a relationship and they see their boyfriend on a lad's holiday. They automatically assume the worst and expect they're going to do this and that.
But you say that, right? And from our experience of being on lads' holidays, I've come across so many groups of girls that forget they've got a man. They literally, as soon as they touch foot,
but we're not talking about it.
I'm just saying, girls have that perspective that lads are like, they just go out there and like they just forget everything, but girls do it as well.
Oh no, 100%.
Girls do it as well.
I've seen some questionable movements from girls.
Let's just say we've seen some things.
Yeah, we weathered the storm. But yeah, so what actually goes on boys' holidays?
I mean, I think my idol sums it up best, which is Jay Cartwright.
Oh, I think you were going to say Gaz Beadle.
No. Jay Cartwright from the In-Betweeners, he narrows it down to the best. I mean, like, sand, sea, tits, sex, booze, fanny, tits, and more tits.
You have to bleep all that out.
Nah, you can keep it in. We say what the fuck we like on this podcast. But yeah,
for comedic effect, can I just like swear there now and then you just bleep it all out?
Yeah, can do.
Fuck, shit. So yeah, Jay Cartwright, what is his like lads holiday tropes that actually happen then?
Well, let's see. I mean, other than I think everyone when you touch down on new soil, yeah, and you're away from your parents and you're away from everyone that you know and stuff, it's like you become a different person. It's like you all of a sudden you're like invincible. You're like because let's be honest, yeah, the behavior you have on holiday compared to the behavior you have home, you would not drink for a week straight. 11 a.m.
Unless you're an alcoholic.
Yeah, like unless you're an alcoholic, yeah, but 11 a.m. starts, you're getting up and you've already got a pina colada in your hand, right? And you'll be drinking.
Pina coladas at 11.
Like, pina coladas all day long, 24/7, right? And you're drinking pina coladas, and then you start hitting the beer, then you start hitting like. You're hitting pint after pint after pint from 11 a.m. until about 5 o'clock in the morning, and you're doing that for a week. Yeah. No one should be able to withstand that amount of alcohol in a week's time.
Yeah, no, I think it's worse when you come home and it's then like 3 or 4 days when you get home and you're just having like withdrawal symptoms from not having the alcohol. It's the worst.
We've got a mate, and I won't name names because like privacy and all that, but we've got a mate who's actually booked off a second week so that when he can come home, he can recover.
I don't even know who this is.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
The recovery week, Jesus.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes you do need that recovery week and stuff. But I guess we're getting a bit off topic. Let's talk about what you want to know, the juicy stuff.
What actually goes on?
What happens? I mean, we can only go off what our experiences have been. Yeah. I mean, you see it in films like In-Betweeners and stuff, and that is pretty much what happens. There's a lot of like shagging and drinking and just getting messed up. But everyone's holiday is different. You know what I mean? We've been on 3 now. Well, 4 if you include Amsterdam, but we won't include that one because it weren't in the summer. But so far,
it still kind of counts.
We've been some questionable things happen in Amsterdam, but we'll say less about that, right? So we've been to Kavos, then we went to Zante, and then we've been to Maga, right? Supposed to be going Malia this year.
Yeah.
But let's tell some stories. Without giving too much
names,
exposing the man.
We're going to be not blurring out the names. We're going to be changing the names to keep people's privacy and keep them a bit. What's the word I'm looking for here?
Low key. We'll keep
them low key. Keep them low key because they probably they might not want some of these stories being told.
Wow, lad chat is lad chat. You know what I mean? And what we're doing is exposing that.
But we're not really. So, go on, do you want to give a story? A typical thing that happened on
I'll start. So, let's go for... I'll start off at Kavos. We'll go for the first holiday we were on.
Go on.
So, there was a certain lad on our holiday, part of our group. We'll call him Liam, right? And... So he got spiked on holiday, which was
out of all the names you could have chose, like it could be a legit name, it could be a legit.
All right, we'll call him Kenneth.
Kenneth, alright.
Kenneth.
Man like Kenneth,
yeah.
Oh, it looks like a Kenneth though, low key.
Yeah, kind of. The curtains do it. Yeah, so a man like Kenneth got spiked, and this is one of those stories where you actually weren't there for the start of it, were you? You were at a different event.
Yeah, I was at MK. We snuck into it. Me and one of my friends snuck into an MK concert, and everybody else was at a different beach party.
Yeah, so 2 of them were gone way. They were at a different vibing, doing whatever. The rest of us, we went to a club called Snobs in Cavos, right? Now, I can confirm Snobs is a wonderful nightclub. It's always playing R&B and hard-hitting tunes. It was a very good vibe, but very dodgy, right? It was a bit
very questionable.
The alcohol was questionable. The vodka tasted like bleach. Like, it was so like.
I think it's good.
And it was kind of like out.
That's where you some good stuff.
And I recall Kenneth was absolutely obliterated by this point. You got to remember, we're all like, we've just turned 18, so our bodies are still not fully developed to like maintain that kind of alcohol usage.
I don't think you ever really develop it. You just build a bit more bigger tolerance to it, don't you?
We are definitely more tolerant now than what we were when we were 18. And I recall Kenneth was drinking a lot, right? And so much so that there's actually videos of him like on a stripper's pole and stuff like that. Like, this was a messy night, right? And I'm probably explaining this really shit, but anyway, we go from Snobs to literally over the road, because it's just one big strip in Cavos, and we literally went over the road to the next nightclub, which we got let in for free, by the way.
Yeah, is it Atlantic Beach Club?
I think it was Atlantis or Atlantic or something like that. It was basically it was a club that goes onto the beach, and all the boys go there, we're chilling and that. And after about half an hour, we realised that Kenneth ain't here. We're like,
where's Kenneth?
We're like, where the fuck is Kenneth? And we're looking around searching, and when you're drunk you get a little bit worried as well sometimes, so we're getting a bit worried. We're like, oh shit, like we've lost Kenneth, but at the same time there's banging vibes, so we're just like fucking vibing. And then someone says that they'd seen him with a bird, and we're like, oh right, okay, so maybe he's gone back to the hotel or something like that. But turns out he hadn't even made it as far as the beach, because someone then found Kenneth on his ass on the beach.
I was really laughing at this, really.
Nah, it's giggling away to himself, yeah. And he's like, his money's been robbed and everything. Like, his bag is empty, and like we've been ringing him for like time now, and we're like, what the fuck happened to Kenneth? Right? And when I tell you, he was mash up. Like, he couldn't even walk.
I remember seeing him, because obviously I came a bit later on.
Yeah.
I got a phone call to say, come down, because this has happened. So what's interesting about that is, obviously, it's like someone called me and my other friend that were at the MK concert, and then was like, you need to come quickly, because all this stuff's happening. He thought he'd been spiked at that point, because it was pretty blatant. Or he was either super wasted, or he'd been spiked.
There's wasted, and then there's... Yeah.
And then I remember seeing him, and if anybody's seen the film Over the Hedge, and you know the scene where like they all got rabies and their mouths all like foaming up, that's what his mouth was like.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking at him like, what has gone on there?
So the thing is though, we laugh and joke about it now, but if you really look back and like, if something had gone wrong on that holiday, and like it's really like, basically the moral behind the story is do not accept drinks off strangers.
Yeah. Also,
if a girl's trying to like sucker you in, or
this is both ways.
Same with girls as well. If a lad's trying to sucker you in and he's there like, oh yeah, come have some drinks with my mates and stuff like that, never ever accept drink off strangers, right? Or if you do, make sure you're at the bar and you're watching the drink be served.
Or even some better advice, like, you probably won't do this, but try and buy as much bottled stuff as you can. And have your thumb over the bottle.
Yeah, big facts. And never leave your drink unattended as well.
Yeah, and if you do leave it unattended, sack it off and get another one.
Because we laugh about it now, yeah, because nothing really went wrong, and we looked after him and everything ended up being alright.
He was in A&E overnight.
Why?
So it wasn't alright.
It weren't alright, but I mean, he's living a fine life now, right?
Just about.
But the point is, like, if something had gone wrong, we would have been fucked in that situation, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we're all there together as a group. He's in our care, almost. Like, everyone's in each other's care, you know what I mean?
Look after each other.
So, yeah, genuinely look after each other when you go on holiday, and just never leave your drinks unattended.
Yeah, so that's...
Not to scare you off, though.
Yeah,
because it was a lit holiday.
So I think, there's a perception of it's like, lads go on holidays, they're cheating, they're doing this, they're doing that. But actually, like... The sad realisation is, yes, that can happen on some lads' holidays. Like, we definitely have not been accredited to that. But there is also some dark stuff that can happen, like that, for example. And another thing that happened, like, I'm gonna use a name. So you got Kenneth. I'm going for David. So man like David. So we went to Magaluf this year, and it was actually a really good trip, wasn't it? It was like quality.
banging.
Yeah, it was good. And I actually ended up going skinny dipping on one of the nights, just with a group of people. Like, it was just...
Let's just clear up though, this is his thing, right?
Yeah.
If you lose him, guarantee he'll be in the sea naked, and he's not with anyone, he'll just be naked in the sea.
This time I promise you I was with someone. Well, I was with multiple people, but... Yeah, so I went skinny dipping, left all of my stuff, phone, bag, everything. It was like unattended, which you should never do on anywhere, but... Especially not on...
learn from Cabos. Just don't leave your shit at the
Especially not on the beach or wherever. However, none of my stuff got robbed. I was completely fine. Went back to my bag, like no one had gone near my stuff. Like, you know, it was cool. It was calm.
You were lucky.
I was lucky. The next night, one of our friends, David, decided to go skinny dipping with someone with whoever.
Yeah.
And ended up getting all of his shit robbed, all of her stuff robbed, and then but however I actually don't know if they actually went skinny dipping or not, because if that was the case, surely both people would have been naked, and they would have had none of their stuff. Do you know what I mean? I don't think they went skinny dipping. I just think they went for a late night swim.
Late night swim and got all their shit.
All bags, phones, everything robbed. So. Obviously, like, we don't know where David is, and then it all comes out the next morning when we were at breakfast. He's been in the police station all night, going to statement to the Spanish police, trying to get this phone back, and then the other person that he was with was like absolutely like traumatized that they'd lost their phone, and it was just like,
yeah, it's not a vibe.
It was so bad. And I just remember the next day just thinking, and it could only happen to David. It could only happen to David.
Oh, if you know David, you know.
It could only happen to this guy. And honestly, it's the funniest thing ever. And I remember saying, how do I go skinny dipping the night before and not get any of my stuff robbed? And he does it the next night and just absolutely just goes to shit.
Basically, what we're just trying to say is just look after your shit.
Look after your stuff.
Look after your shit. Don't accept drinks from
they're the two biggest tips. Look after your shit.
This is fucking top 10 tips on how to survive a lads or girls holiday at this point.
What was the what you talk about?
I've got a story. Sticking with MAGA. As you can see, a massive thing that happens on lads and girls holidays. And I tell you, I will put money on the fact that there will be just as many tattoo parlours as there will be nightclubs.
Yeah, or more. There might be more.
On the strip, I'm telling you, it literally just goes tattoo, nightclub,
bar.
No.
Tattoo, nightclub, kebab house, bar. True. I'll that in there.
And so I barely remember this, but from what I can take from the fragments of my brain of what it was, this story actually involves me and you, where we lost everyone, right? I don't know what happened. I think MAGA is a lot bigger of a place. The strip's a lot bigger. There's like so many different routes that you can take. It's like a square more.
Yeah, so it's not really a strip. It kind of goes off into little smaller strips, doesn't it?
From what I remember, we lost everyone. I think we went and got like some food or something. I think we went kebab shop and they've just all dipped now. So we've lost everyone at this point. And I remember leaving the kebab shop and stuff and just walking down the strip, and it felt like we were walking for miles. We might not have even been walking that far. It might have just been the alcohol just taking us.
It felt like
we'd walked to the other end of MAGA.
No, I feel it did feel like that, but like almost for me it was like I just hadn't stopped. It had been like hours, but it had only realistically been like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Or maybe less than that. It just felt like it had been like 4 hours.
And I remember just thinking to myself, I was like, you know what, I want to do something wild tonight. Like, I'm fucking hammered. Like, let's just do something jokes. Like, and one of the main things that my mum has always told me before I go on holiday and stuff is she's like, do not get a fucking tattoo. I like, do anything you like, I don't care, but don't get a tattoo.
Although he has got a whole sleeve of tattoos, so it's not.
Yeah, but this is like done by professionals. I'm not saying they're not professionals out there, but let's just say like there's no fucking way. The quality is so different, right? So yeah, I remember, and our group, we played this game Ching Chang Walla, which is basically our version of Chinese rock paper scissors, right?
Although apparently it's not just us that does it, and it's actually like an English.
Well, it's funny. I thought we got it from another YouTuber, Calux. Calux does it all the time. Apparently they use it with like his mates and stuff like that. But I've always like thought like, oh, maybe someone watched it and we.
I don't know where it came from.
But it's low key become our thing now, right? So Ching Chan Walla, and our whole thing with Ching Chan Walla is, if you get someone to do a Ching Chan Walla,
you have to accept it.
You have to accept it. You can't back down, because it's a 50-50 chance of that person also doing something as well. It's not like just a one-way thing. It's either whoever loses is going to do the dare kind of thing, right? And I remember being absolutely hammered, and we're walking down a strip and we come across a tattoo parlour, one of them, can't tell you what it was called, but...
Tattoo parlour 909.
Yeah, it was probably just tattoo or some shit. And I remember turning to you, you've got mid kebab in your hand, and I'm like, Jake, Ching Chan Walla, bro, tattoo, let's go. And at the time, you were going around saying sexy season. That was his saying for the summer. It was like, sexy season, sexy season.
Yeah, it was on my little catchphrase.
So I said to him, if I win Ching Chan Walla, you have to get sexy season, and you were going to get it on your pelvis, right?
Well, we had options, didn't we? It was either going there, it was going maybe on my chest area somewhere.
Mm-hmm. And then my one was, I was going to get the Young Diggadacks or Young Daggerdicks or whatever we're calling ourselves these days, which is like our group chat name, which is like a lyric from a song performed by XXX and Ski Mask, I think it is.
Yeah.
Which is just it's like just a saying that's kind of stuck.
Just like a jokey thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of stuck. I don't know where it even came from. I mean, it was you that probably came up with it, like calling us Daggerdicks or some shit like that. But that's been our name for like about 2-3 years now.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll get a Daggerdicks tattoo.
Yeah. Like, so the odds, at this point, the stakes are now either a sexy season tattoo or a dagger that says dicks in it. So I mean, either one wasn't particularly. I mean, either one was shocking, wasn't it? Like,
I think I would have preferred sexy season though, to be fair.
I don't know.
But let's just say, I lost. Right,
straight up. He lost straight up. There was not even a tense moment. It was bang, bang, and you were in disbelief, weren't you? You were like,
I was in shock because I was the one that dished out the dare. I thought I had this in the bag. I think up until that point, you'd never beaten me at Ching Chan Walla.
Well, not the holiday. I had before, but not that holiday. But I was losing.
That holiday, the amount of Ching Chan Wallas that were getting thrown about here, there, and everywhere, and I can tell you now, he did not win one.
Yeah,
but the second that something was on the line, he beat me 2-0. Which is like, we do best of 3 every time. You beat me 2-0 straight up, and I just remember thinking, oh fuck, like, I've actually got to go through with this now, like shit. So anyway, we get into the tattoo parlour. The guy's on the computer, he's there like, okay, right, so you want a dagger, right? So what dagger do you want? And when I tell you, he literally just put in Google.
He put in Google his daggers.
And I was so steaming, there was no way I was going to scroll through Google to pick one I liked. I picked the first one, and I was like, I want that one.
And I want a cartoon one as well, it wasn't even like a realistic one.
It was shit. And I want the word dicks written in it. So then...
So then we like are waiting and we get assigned... So you don't get to choose your tattoo artist, do you? You kind of get put in a line.
Yeah.
Like usually you choose it, but because it's like an off the cuff thing, you get like allocated a tattoo artist. So we allocated this woman. She's like seeing what he wants, and she's like, "Oh, I can print the word dicks, or I can do it freehand." And he goes, "Oh yeah, don't worry about it. Do it freehand."
Yeah, bad move. That, to be honest. When I tell you this is the shakiest tattoo I've ever got, fam. There is no straight lines in
the lines are crazy, and the dicks is like so squiggly, isn't it?
Yeah. And like, I'll get a photo up and I'll put it in the podcast so you man can see it. But trust me now,
put it on screen. There?
Yeah, right there. But you know what it is, saying that, I take good memories from that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, it was one of those, it was a night where it was like just me and you, we lost everyone, we just fucked off and had a laugh. And I think we ended up getting back at the apartment at like 6 a.m. We walked down the beach that we'd never seen before, and like
saw some guy passed out on the beach.
Yeah, seeing some guy passed out on the beach. He was still breathing, don't worry. And like, yeah, man, it's like, I honestly think it is one of my favourite tattoos. For as shit as it is, the memories the memories it brings back and what it stands for, what it means. the thought there was like it had good thought behind it.
I mean, just imagine the guy before him got a fried egg on his ass. So I mean, I guess he came out a bit better than that.
Yeah, that is true. There, we were seeing some people come out with questionable shit, and while we were in that fucking tattoo parlor.
Yeah, it was crazy. So, the top 3 tips for lads or girls holidays. Drinks, don't leave them unattended. No. Try and get bottled drinks, and if you do leave a drink unattended, scratch it and get another one. Second thing,
don't leave your stuff unattended. If you're gonna go skinny dipping and stuff like that, low-key, just bury all your shit in the sand and leave like a little mark so you know where it is, or like put it under a deck chair and bury it under a deck chair,
or give it to a responsible adult that may or may not be in your vicinity,
or just give it to your mate. You know what I mean? Just give it to your mate. Be like, look, I'm going skinny dipping with this bird. I want to see tits. Let's go. I can keep that in.
And then the third thing, just try and avoid at any costs any tattoo shop. That's on the strip. That's near. That's just any.
Just don't get tattoos, kids.
Yeah, just don't. Yeah, it's not worth it. But I hope that this sort of cured some people's curiosity. Well, mainly the women's curiosity on what actually happens on the last holiday, because it's not exactly what you think it is.
It's not as bad as what the movies pay it out to be. It really is what you make of it. You know what I mean? And if you're friends with a bunch of boring fuckers, then it's going to be a boring fucking holiday. But because we're fucking crackheads,
but like, what I'm trying to say is, don't expect the worst. And it's all, and at the end of the day, like for example, if you're in a relationship and you're thinking that your partner or your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever is going to cheat, then you've just got trust issues, innit? Yeah. You shouldn't be thinking like that anyway, to start with.
Me personally, I just don't think you should be in a relationship if you're going to go on lads and girls holidays, because I think the temptation...
That just contradicts the whole conversation we've just been having.
No, because temptation's always going to be there, and if you've got temptation and you shouldn't be in a relationship, say less.
Oh, actually, that's some good advice.
If your wife, say we've got a friend called Rory.
Ooh.
That sounds dangerously close to one of our mates. Not talking about it, by the way. And he's been in like a fucking 9-year relationship, and he like don't come on the lads' holidays anymore and stuff like that. And that's his thing now. Like, it's fair play. Like, he's happy. So.
Fair play to Rory. Like,
man like Rory. All right, you keep doing you, bro. You're my idol. All right. Fuck Mally. I ain't going.
Right. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Wafflecast. It's been actually really, really good to be back and filming again.
Yes, we are staying fucking consistent this time as well, right? We had our like 2-week, 3-week break, but not anymore. Now we're back. Because he's back home.
I'm back home. Eating. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Please, if you can, share to your friends. Share on the gram, whatever. Our Instagrams are also going to be somewhere here.
Yep.
Pop tag. So the main camera actually just died, so apologies for the shit audio at the end. But what we were saying was leave a comment down below and share and all that good stuff, and leave some of your girls or lads' holidays, funny memories in the description below. And me and
Lee, we're gone.
We'll see you next time. Peace.